As Hezbollah's FPV swarms grind down Israeli units in the north, are Hamas operatives now trying to plug into the same playbook, using cheap Iranian-linked drones to slowly exhaust IDF troops on two fronts? If both Hezbollah and Hamas end up fielding cheap Iranian-style FPV Kamikaze drones, could a steady drip of low-cost strikes and near misses end up bleeding the IDF dry in ways big missile barrages never did? After the shock of seeing FP versus Hunt armor and positions along the northern border, is Israel now bracing for the moment similar drones begin popping up over alleyways and junctions in Gaza too? With Hamas reportedly studying Hezbollah's FPV tactics, is the IDF facing a slow-motion escalation where every new raid in Gaza doubles as a race to stay ahead of the next drone threat? And if both groups can keep Israeli units under constant drone and ambush pressure, are they really aiming to break IDF morale and readiness before any wider showdown with Iran even begins? After Hezbollah's FPV drone footage shook Israeli planners and troops alike, new warning sirens, literal and political, are blaring from the north about just how fast this threat is evolving. In the middle of ongoing fighting, Hamas cells are reportedly studying Hezbollah's FPV warfare tactics in detail, watching how operators stalk, circle, and dive on Israeli targets. IDF officers fear Gaza-based cells want to copy the same kamikaze quadcopters that have chased troops and vehicles across Lebanon's hills, adapting them to dense urban and tunnel-riddled terrain. So far, commanders insist they do not see a comparable FPV arsenal inside Gaza itself, but they openly assume the intent is there, and that any lull is only a window before new systems appear. The IDF's answer, they say, is mobility and constant raids, keeping units moving, hitting suspected workshops and launch crews early, and trying to deny Hamas the time and space to refine drone ambush tactics. All of this comes as the IDF claims Hamas is quietly trying to rebuild networks while Israel's attention, air power, and brigades are pulled toward Iran and the Lebanese front. Reports say Hamas is recruiting new members, restitching its local cells and turning back to improvised weapons, everything from makeshift rockets to jury-rigged drones and roadside bombs. Israeli sources told Yet News that Hamas operatives have even been spotted at key junctions inside Gaza, less for combat and more to project an image of control and resilience to residents and rivals alike. Interestingly, these Hamas moves are surfacing just as Hezbollah's FPV drones are being described as one of the biggest immediate threats to Israeli forces in the south of Lebanon. An IDF reservist was killed in a Hezbollah drone attack in northern Israel on May 10th, according to Israeli media reports citing the military. The Times of Israel reported that the soldier killed was a driver serving in the transport center's 6,924th Battalion. The slain reservist was identified as Warrant Officer Alexander Glovanov, according to the same report. Hezbollah reportedly launched several kamikaze drones toward Israeli territory near the Lebanon border during the attack. One of those drones killed the 47-year-old reservist, the Times of Israel reported, citing the IDF. Hezbollah said it had targeted Israeli soldiers in the town of Qim using attack drones. The group also claimed that a drone was launched at Israeli forces in Kalat Raj in the town of Deir Suryang. Al Jazeera reported Hezbollah's latest drone attacks against Israeli forces in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah said, and I quote, "A gathering of Israeli soldiers was targeted at the Jal al-Alam site. Drones attacked Israeli army vehicles in the town of Deir Shryan. A suicide attack targeted soldiers on the outskirts of Deir Shryan. A drone-launched bomb was fired at Israeli army advanced technical equipment in the town of al-Bayada." Unquote. Notably, the IDF has appointed a brigadier general specifically to counter Hezbollah's FPV drone threat. An unusual step that underlines how hard it has been to reliably spot, jam, and shoot down these small kamikaze craft so far. Meanwhile, the IDF has appointed a brigadier general to focus specifically on the FPV drone threat, treating Hezbollah's small kamikaze craft as a distinct new front in the war. This officer, a pilot who heads the force's strike division, has been tasked with writing fresh doctrine and pushing new tools into the field to give troops a clearer playbook against FPVs. Israeli reports note that some Hezbollah FPVs are guided via fiber optic cable, making them hard to jam and tricky for traditional radars to spot when they skim low over ridgelines and wadi. In response, units have begun stretching netting over vehicles, trenches and small outposts, hoping to physically block low-flying drones from diving straight onto troops. The Army is also pushing more mobile radar systems to the front, aiming to give platoons those extra seconds of warning when a swarm or lone FPV pops up on the scope. On the ground, soldiers are testing everything from shotguns and special anti-drone ammunition to automated turrets, trying to work out what actually brings these fast, nimble drones down. At the strategic level, Israel is leaning on global partners and defense firms to co-develop new counter-drone solutions, knowing that Hezbollah's tactics today could be copied by other adversaries tomorrow.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.